Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Friday. Friday's request day. Today's map was requested by Haranth and was voted in by the BonBon buddies over on Patreon. Thank you, buddies. It's a really quite nice map. Only one little thing holds it back for me, just one little thing. But it is filled with magic and mystery, in the same way that Halloween is filled with magic and mystery. Only I think this one wins. Just because it's subtle, unlike Halloween, which is in your face. Anyway, before we go any further, it is time, yes, for your daily reminder. That's right, hit the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you very much for your support. Today's map is Witch Hills by Rocco Losso 2. I love the name Witch Hills, I love the Rocco Losso 2, and I really love the thumbnail. I think it's one of my favourite thumbnails so far. There is your start square, and yeah, just a bit of road and a bit of rail and a bit of river. There's your, and the resources I think are usable, but you've got to plan. You have got to plan with those. And then off to the workshop. It's a mass transit map, and we'll be using the Owls Mediterranean alternative theme. The photorealistic by Reaper Rut. Hey. And there's a few bits to subscribe to there. It's suggesting that 81 tiles is required. Only required if you want to get into the nooks and crannies of the map. It's a few bits you won't be able to see that we'll see today without the 81 tiles. But honestly, as a map to build on, it's absolutely fine. Now, speaking of the 81 tiles, you know what's coming. Regulars to show know what's coming. Mod Spot, my new show, up to episode 3 now, where we do a mod review and tutorial, different one every week. Last week we did the 81 tile mod, so if you want to know more about that one, the negatives and the positives and how to use it, it seems very straightforward, but there are little things in there that even I didn't realise until, well, I learn the hard way like you guys. I watch YouTubes and things and stumble across things by accident and go, oh, I didn't know that. So anyway, yes, that's one to watch. I'll try to remember to link it at the end of today's show in the closing credits. So there we are. Now, let's have a look. First thing of interest on this entire map, other than the fact that the highways are lovely and perfect, is this bridge, which I would say is a good height. And I would say that is lovely and perfect too. Yeah. Comes down the ground, it's lovely, and then we're just going to elevate slowly up from there. And now we're accompanied by some trees. These are across the whole map. It's about the only place you see them. Just a little bit of detailing here and there. It's very subtle, very subtle. I like the way that it might be prop line tool, but it's split, and it's broken up from being a mundane, just straightforward line of trees. It's just a little bit higgledy-piggledy in places, and that adds to the realism. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's great work. It's so easy to just prop line tool down and just assume that everything is going to look great and splendid. Of course, when you're using Owl's theme and Lux combo, it's going to look good anyway, but it is possible to make it look worser than it should do. Now, this rail over road bridge, I don't know. I can't mark it down for anything. But like here, we've got a short gap here between the ground and the first pillar. Big gap between the pillars there. And then a medium-sized gap here. Now, to give credit where it's due, the catenary placements are right on top of the pillars. So that's nice. So maybe there's supposed to be one in the middle, but you can't have one in the middle, so we've removed it. I'd be just inclined to shuffle those pillars in a little bit closer to the road personally, but I'm not going to change it because frankly there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a personal taste and preference. That's what a lot of this always comes down to. This intersection, very simple one, works perfectly fine, and I'm believing this would be a real intersection at this location. We've got a nice little bridge going on over there. It comes down to ground nice and smooth and gently, and everything works. A little bit of tree and bush detailing just to liven it up a little bit. You'll notice a little bit of texture glitching. I think this is where it's being pushed to its limits. This bit of stretch of roads. It's to be kind of expected. It happens. It happens when Anarchy is being literally butchered. Butchered. You will glitch. You won't glitch. Sorry, you will not glitch. I will force you from not glitching. You will glitch. Yes, we've seen maps like that. This bridge not centered, but you know what? I like it as well. I think it works. Bridges don't have to be centered. I really do like that one. Now we're in Start Square territory. So there will be an asset around here, but I just want to show you what it looks like terrain-wise, first of all. We've got the river valleys good and flat, and then we've got a hill going off on the left. It's quite a steep-looking hill as well, so that's a bit of a challenge for you. But anyway, as we're talking about assets, there'll be one over here. And it's the IWW by BoldlyBuilding. Now, I really like this one. I don't fully understand IWW, but we've got Bar Grill, we've got Carl's Closet, Comrade Grocers, we've got the Rent Control Office, you've got the Wobbly Books, and then you've got the International Workers of the World. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the headquarters, of course. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of communist society or something. I don't know. I could have done some research, but I haven't. And that said, the building, I absolutely adore this. Got even a door. Look, there's a door on the back. Hey, no link intended there. And anyway, there's 2 doors on the back, and then we've got the fire exits, very American style fire exits here. I'm suggesting that this is some sort of, I am picking it around a Pennsylvania based conservative club. Communist club. That's what I reckon. But anyway, I've been so busy talking about that, I've forgotten the factoid. So I will squeeze this factoid in during maybe the rail. Shall we do this during the rail? Anyway, the IWW by BoldlyBuilding. Today's factoid of the day. I'm lost. My brain is completely gone. Today's asset of the day. We'll go back down to the ground level and we'll follow the. Actually, this road is a little bit mundane for a little while, so I will do the factoid now, if that's okay with you. Look, Sunday driver holding up the traffic. Okay, ballerinas. Factoid of the day. Factoids because factoids. Ballerinas have to use as many as 3 pairs of shoes for a single ballet, because they wear out so quickly. I don't know if they've made industrial grade ballet shoes in the last 30 years, but there we are. Now the rail. The rail is a bit mundane. It's a little bit, it's Witch Hills. It's not a flat map. So you can see here by putting the terrain lines on, we have hills. So it is climbing and dropping a little bit. So if you're a realist, you're not going to like the rail. We've also got some occurrences of leaves in the catenary lines. There you go, grounding the electricity there. So yeah, I think we'll pick out 2 or 3 during this fly through, but there'll be more. It's up to you. So anyway, in terms of realism, if you don't like catenaries, of course there's the catenary replacer. Oh, now this bridge for me is a bit too low. That would rust up quite quickly and quite badly unless you're using plastic. Plasticated steel. I don't know if there's such a thing exists. I know I've seen plasticated. Oh, that one's just touching. Or is it? No, it's not actually. I take that back. I've seen plasticated aluminium, where they take aluminium and they just duck it in plastic to coat it, and that will prevent it from rust and whatever. And here we've got yeah, that one's definitely touching. Definitely touching. So yes, but yeah, could you plasticate steel? Probably adds that. That probably the reason why they don't is it you add a huge amount of cost, and hence you can just paint over it. That goes off to the fog that way. You could paint over steel and that would protect it, I guess. Cheap, more cheaper than it would be to dunk it into a big vat of bubbling plastic. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's my thought anyway. My thought for the day. Would painting it be... Yes, of course, painting it be not cheaper. Where were we? Yes. Rail over roads, fine. And then we come down here, down the steepish hill again. Realism be damned, as they say, or I say even. And then yeah, it's just a bit uppy down in terms of realism, but it's within the tolerance of the game, the believability of the game. You'd be fine. You'd be fine with this. Doesn't kill the gameplay at all, so what the hell. Right, okay, it's time for that intermission. We'll come back and do the routes afterwards.
Are your soggy little Sims constantly getting even more soggy? Are you continuously drowning your trees and soaking your city? Then you need BonBonB's flood management tutorial. Click the information button now.
Yo-ho, and we're back to Witch Hills by Rocco Losso 2. Now, there are no shipping routes, but we do have 2 air routes, and they're very similar to this. They just wind away, gently curving backwards and forwards until, come on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There you go, to the crossover, which means you can take a right-angle bank in any direction. I wish they hadn't crossed over. There's no reason for them to cross over. Water flow is fine. It's a little light and a little gentle, but the water flow, this is the main river that goes down past our start square, and you can see it is flowing, it is moving. Oh, hang on. No, we were going upstream, now we're going downstream thanks to that spawn point. A little bit of glitchy water there, but I'm sure that will settle itself down when the map beds in. And now the water flow, oh, there is no water flow here. What's going on here? Oh, we've got water flow moving now from a water spawn point over here. Okay, so now we are moving downstream again. Oh dear. Please tell me this isn't going to be a disaster. Water flow still going downstream under the rail bridge down into Start Square location there, which is in that zone there, yeah, I think. And then down here, yes, into this lake. Water is flowing into the lake, which is good. And then the water is, it's flowing into the lake from both directions. So this is going to become a sewage trap to a small degree. So I would suggest, if you're going to be building on this map, to put your industry along that bank there, in that area there. So anyway, the map as a whole is a lot of nothing, which is great for building. It's not flat, of course, which is less great for building, but hey, it's whatever. And then you've got the rivers are lovely. The rivers are absolutely beautiful. It's a shame that there isn't a realistic water flow going down them, but they look amazing, and I think for most of you that's all that matters, because especially if you're playing with mods, then you're not going to worry about the sewage. You just like pop down some custom assets and that'll sort the problem out. But they are right glorious rivers, I tell you, right glorious. Lovely. So that's your water. What more can we look at? The hills. Well, the hills are alive with the sound of witches. Mysterious hills. You have a look around. There's a few of them, but they're not super high. It's a very believable area. It does feel like a terrain party map, and sometimes maybe not so much with the these water areas. This I don't truly believe as a marshy lake, but there's some interesting detailing here, like this jetty, the abandoned jetty. Now, normally I would moan about what I'm going to say here, but I think it works on this map, and that's that you can't get up onto the jetty, but it does look like it's eroded, and I think I can let that be. So credit for that one. These rocks I really buy into at this location for some reason. There's just something about them right there says to me, yeah, that's where there would be some rocks. So credit there. Then we've got some islands and stuff going on. We've got this castle on the middle island. First of all, that must have been fun building that one way back in the day. Imagine getting the rocks across to that. But we'll talk more about that in a moment. This one is I don't believe in at all. We've got some standing stones, prehistoric standing stones, and they don't really make an awful lot of sense to me. I'm not buying into that at all. But bonus points in a second. For over here, we've got this this tower. Now, what's that tower doing there? Now, I think that's an old gatehouse. Because if you look here, we've got terrain that comes out. It's very shallow there. And I reckon there would have been an old wooden bridge connecting that point there to the island with the castle on it. So I think that, I don't know if it's planned by Rocco Losso, but I buy into that tower there. It makes a bit of sense to me. I think that is a potentially inspired if somewhat silly, castle location. We've also got, and this, I don't know, it's the cave and the water and the drowned trees and I don't think it adds anything. I really don't think it adds anything at all, that. But anyway, all told, I think the whole thing is an interesting area. But I said about witchcraft, didn't I? And all we've had a look at is castles. Let me come over this way. This is going to be the feature area that you'll recognise from the thumbnail. We're going to have to switch the fog off though, because these are foggy. It adds the mysticism, the fog, but it doesn't help when you're doing a YouTube show and you want to show something. So we're going to switch the fog off for the end of the review. And we come up this way and you will see it's a good looking hill. Again, rock placement for detailing there. I like it. I think it works really well with Al's theme here with the textures, and it all comes together really well. And then up here we've got a clearing with this is where the witches come and they do their magic, and it's the magic tree there. Ooh, the magic tree. That tree is right magic, isn't it? Anyways, abracadabra, izzy wizzy, let's get busy, hocus pocus and all that. Izzy wizzy, let's get busy. Is that just Britain? Is izzy wizzy, let's get busy just... I know it's sooty, but does sooty go anywhere? If you've got sooty and you're not in the United Kingdom, do put it in the comments. I want to know, is sooty global? I want to know. Okay, we've got here, I like this. This is my favourite use of a cemetery, a vanilla cemetery, anywhere on any map I've ever seen. It just works so well. It's almost spooky that you'd have one in the middle of that island. I like that a lot. I can't tell you how much I like that. I think that really works well. In terms of other detailing, we've got here the magic of the witches have sunk this island. I don't know if that was intended or if it was just some bad terrain work. But yeah, I think the witches have been sinking islands. But not only have they been sinking islands, they've been doing something else water related. Look at this. We will get them sailors. The witches are sirens, apparently. Bringing the ships onto the hills, not just the rocks. Anyway, enough of my giggle. Is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use them at the end of the month for the viewer's choice top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Now, let me set the camera down here for a thumbnail for the for the video. There's something like that. Yeah, that'll do. Shrugs his shoulders. Yeah, that'll do. What do I think? Aesthetically, I think it looks really good. I think it does look really good. Not quite 5-star map, but definitely 4 stars, no questions. Detailing, a couple of things, just a couple of things, nothing major. Is it 3 stars for detail? Not really. I think overall, I think it deserves a 4. There's good quality throughout and lots of it. Gameplay potential, I think it's playable. My only query is with the water flow. I think possibly could do a second highway connection, but that is a by the by. Because you can build a big city on here if you had more highway capacity. I'm going to give it 4 stars for gameplay because of the water flow. It can't possibly get a 5th. And anyway, the water flow is actually a major concern for me. And despite getting 4, 4 and 4, can't quite give it the seal of approval. But I really likes it. Witch Hills by Rocco Losso 2. If you're not looking to build a big city, you're not bothered about realism, then maybe that is the map for you. If you are looking to build a big city and you are looking for realism, then maybe you should look somewhere else. There we are. That might help. There's a good review in it. I'm pleased with that review. I've learned something today. Join me tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. There's an old map on the screen now if you want to go and have a little vote on that. The vote's only just gone on there today. And of course, there's that link to ModSpot. I'll see you tomorrow for another map. Thanks for watching.